And we're back for episode 5 of the Every Movie Ever podcast. I'm your host, Michael Cwick, and I'm joined by...
You already know, it's Chad.
And we are here after a 2-week hiatus, back with 3 movies that we mentioned last week. The first one will be King Arthur, followed by Complicit, and then ending with Life of a King. Interesting week. There really isn't any theme this week. These are vastly different. Theme. Last episode we had the parenting theme, and
yeah, as crazy as that got.
Yeah, and so let's just jump right into it. Our first movie is Clive Owen's King Arthur from 2004.
Yes.
Hit us with a description.
And this also features Keira Knightley, but barely. So, King Arthur was shot in 2004. I keep wanting to say 2014, but
Nope.
Alright. King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table struggle to hold power amid a shaky political landscape in this take on the myth of Camelot.
For centuries, historians believed that the tale of King Arthur and his knights was only a legend. But the myth was based on a real hero who lived 1,600 years ago.
My father told me great tales of you. Fairy tales. People so brave, so selfless that they cannot be real. Arthur and his knights.
My duty is to my men.
I'm going to slaughter your people.
Mark my face. It will be the last thing you see on this earth. My power shall be with you wherever you go. Able to fly without wings. On this day, if this be our destiny, so be it.
So after watching this movie, so let's just start off with the basic premise.
Yeah.
It opens with King Arthur as a child.
Yeah.
The Romans go into his village and take him into servitude. They make him a boy warrior slave.
Oh, yeah, indentured child slave servant.
Yeah, and they promise his village that they will bring him back in 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know how factual any of that is. If it turns out to be true, I'm not great at history and European history.
Yeah, I'm not good with. I don't know much about King Arthur besides that.
There was a round table
movie with the little boy with the blonde hair.
Yeah. Arthur. Was it just Arthur or King Arthur? It was probably King Arthur.
I've seen it once.
Most of my history is A Kid in the King's Court or whatever. a kid at the round table.
Yeah, wasn't that the same kid
from Rookie of the Year?
Yeah. Okay.
Where he goes back in time and that. Let's not bring that movie up.
Let's just say that movie was better than this one.
So then we cut to just King Arthur
doing King Arthur things. I don't know.
He's got his guys at the round table. Lancelot.
I'm just saying Galahad.
Galahad. Those names make sense.
Yeah. From that one movie that's super funny.
A Knight's Tale?
No,
that's not King Arthur.
Forget it. But yeah,
it's
an old one. Really old.
I was thinking Robin Hood Men in Tights, but that has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great movie, though.
So we go to pretty much 15 years later to a day before his contract expires, I guess. It was a contract.
Yeah, his servitude.
Yeah, King Arthur is with his group, and they're escorting some Romans, like a Roman official, to a village, and they get sabotaged by... What were they called? So in the movie, there's the Saxton.
I thought they were called wargs. The people you're talking about. I thought they were wargs, but I think wargs are Merlin's people. Yeah,
Merlin. They basically get attacked by Merlin's people.
Yeah,
which is confusing. It
was super confusing, dude. Fuck this movie.
we kept calling them the Wildlings for the most part, because
this movie is basically Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones,
or before the TV show.
Yeah, before the TV
during
show
the books.
Game of Thrones.
So it was kind of hard to watch it and not just make parallels to Game of Thrones, and then also criticize this movie harshly because it just isn't that good.
It's not Game of Thrones at all.
So King Arthur and his men are on an escort mission. They complete the escort mission and they get ready to celebrate because their contracts are expired and they're free.
Everybody's ready to just be free and whatnot.
And then the Roman guy goes, "But wait,
there's more,"
and tells them, "You may only have 1 day on your mission, or 1 day left on your contract, but I'm going to give you a job, which means you're going to have to go over your contract, but you have to take this job because you're a slave."
Yeah.
And tells them that they need to go north of the wall.
Exactly, guys.
Yeah, north of the wall into Saxon territory to retrieve a...
Because they were fighting Anglo-Saxons, and they referred to them as Saxons, which... I don't know how accurate that is either. But
in either way, the Saxons are like savages.
Yeah.
They are the
They're the wildlings.
They're the wildlings, and they're pissed. Everyone's pissed, except King Arthur just seems to be like, it's my job.
Yeah, everybody yells in this movie except really King. When he yells, it's kind of soft, but he's the only one that's like, I won't just brutally yell for the sake of yelling.
It just sounds like they forced him to yell.
Yeah. He's just like, why? And they're like, you have to do it. And he's like, all right, guys. And they're like, dude, the fuck was that?
So all of his men are pissed off, and he's fine with it. He's like, I don't want to do this, but I'm a Roman. And all of his dudes throw that in his face of just like, you love the Romans because he's taken their religion and everything.
But they all love him too, so it's like they tell him no, and they're like, dude, fuck this mission you're talking about going on. Then they're also like, but you are King Arthur, or I don't even know if he's king. You're just Arthur.
Yeah.
And we love you, so.
Yeah. So they get one last mission, and it's to go north of the wall and retrieve a priest.
Lancelot, I guess, is his best friend. He's the one that communicates this best between him and Arthur, which is still just a bunch of yelling. Who Lancelot reminds me of is a more manly version of Daenerys' brother.
Okay. Rhaegar? No, not Rhaegar. I
don't remember him.
I'm bad at
ages
names.
Ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, Game of Thrones spoilers for you guys that didn't watch.
All the people that are... Yeah, all the people that really are behind season 2.
You dropped the ball, really hard. You dropped the ball lower than the ground. That's where you dropped the ball. Yeah.
So they go on a suicide mission, and they go north of the wall. They go to get the Roman priest or dignitary, whatever. He's an official.
Yeah.
They had to retrieve him. They go.
It's supposed to be a safe mission too, didn't he say it'd be?
No. They said it was going to be fucked because the Saxon army is.
They said that all they had to do was avoid the Saxon army.
Yeah, and the main story element about it is the Romans are bailing out of Europe. They're like, fuck you guys.
Fuck the Europeans. The Saxons are coming in, and we're just letting them have you.
Yeah, and that's why the Saxons are moving in, and then they need to retrieve the guy before the Saxons move in.
Yeah.
And this leads to them meeting the Roman official, who turns out to be a horrible asshole who's like torturing people.
Yeah.
And this is when they find Keira Knightley tied up in a room or in a box.
Yeah, everybody, they said it was hundreds of people dead, just gone, washed away from the fucking earth. But Keira Knightley's here.
Yeah, Keira Knightley and 2 kids.
Fucking broken fingers. So either she got the most gentle raping ever, or this movie's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Or both.
It was one of those things where you're just like, why did they just keep her alive? And then part of you is just like, well, I mean, because she looks like Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
I guess so. That's why you keep her around.
Yeah.
But that just seems weird because they just like threw her in a box and broke her fingers.
I can't really think of any other women in the movie except the woman that was about to get raped, and instead they decided to kill her because she was dirty.
Yeah, you gotta phrase that better.
Nope, that's how it's going.
At one point, we are introduced to the Saxon leader. He is watching his men attempt to rape a woman.
Isn't the Saxon leader the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one?
I've never seen those movies.
That took the black person. What?
I've never seen those. I hate Johnny Depp. I think Johnny Depp is a
Whoa.
terrible actor.
Okay,
Yeah.
We all have our vices here, guys. But yeah, I'm pretty Jeff something. I don't know.
Yeah, we get introduced to the Saxon leader and we find out he's a bastard. Basically, like
he comes off as a really level-headed guy, but he's a real shitter. Like,
yeah. So he sees his men raping a woman and he stops them, and his men are like, "This is our prize, fuck you." And he says, "She's dirty. Don't mix with her." And the woman's like, "Thank you, thank you." And then he immediately is like, "Oh, we're still gonna kill you."
Yeah, he just like kill her and walks away.
Yeah, and walks
I
away.
was just like,
and that's our
damn.
intro to the Saxons of like, that's why the Romans are trying to bail out.
As shitty as this movie is, like I found a lot of comedy in the action and just the situations. But we'll get into that more.
Yeah.
Later.
So after they meet Keira Knightley, they head on back to their base, their home base.
Where they're going, I don't know.
And the whole time they have to avoid all the Saxons, and then
which was a really long journey since they had one day to fucking get there.
Well, no, they didn't have one day. That's why the guys are pissed.
They just
is
left
because
in that one day.
Yeah, they were given a mission on their last day.
Damn, they should have just taken their time coming home.
No. It was one of those things where since they were slaves, they had to complete their mission.
Oh, by that time.
Yeah. Which. It's just one of those things where it's just like, he took you guys home, and it's this asshole, and you're never coming back to Europe.
Yeah.
They could have just killed that guy that told them you got one more mission, and then been like, "Come get us," because the Romans are not coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Keira Knightley somehow tricks them into meeting with Merlin. Merlin's like, "Hey, we need to."
I didn't even know how she did that.
I don't know.
I didn't know she was the one that initiated that, and he was like, "You lied to me and tricked me," and I was like,
"It's like, dude,
what the fuck did I miss?"
You knew how to get there, and you knew how to get back.
Come on, bro. It's the most dark, desolate place with the most ridiculous fucking magical-looking trees ever.
Yeah. And
where a dark magician lives. And you don't know that's where you're going, like, 3 hours before you got there by horse.
Yeah, and Keira Knightley is like, "I needed you to meet this man, because he's a wizard."
Yeah. And he's like, "I know this fucking man."
And he talks with Merlin and King Arthur talk, and he basically says, like, "Hey, we need to..."
Okay, before we go into that, Merlin basically talks to him, and that's when you find out that the whole fucking reason Arthur pulled the sword from the stone was because Merlin apparently killed his mother and all his family in some pillaging, and so thus his whole life purpose was to kill Merlin, which, sorry guys, spoiler alert, he didn't do it.
Yeah, because Merlin is like, "We need to join forces because Saxons are going to fuck everybody up."
Yeah.
And then King Arthur's like, "I need to think about this."
But
and
you're
then
a fucking dark wizard. How?
And
how, man?
And then King Arthur's like, "I'm going to bed. I need to think about this." And Keira Knightley's like, "What if I fuck you?"
Yeah, that was so random. It was the most random and not sexy sex scene ever.
The worst part is like you have Clive Owen and Keira Knightley banging it out in a movie, and it was not good.
It was like the people that made 300 watched that King Arthur movie and was like, "Dude, that fucking sucked. Let's make a much more raunchy sex scene than that, but in the exact same format."
Yeah. It's like you waste like Clive Owen and Keira Knightley in a sex scene completely.
By just showing like top of the shoulders up.
It wasn't even that. It was like brief, and it was kind of like,
and it was no moving. It was just, I'm not trying to say they should have been going hardcore porn style in this. I'm just saying
it could have looked
don't make
like
me feel like you're just hugging.
It lacked passion, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, Clive Owens in this movie lacked passion. It was like he took this movie on and was like, "Fuck it.
Yeah.
This movie sucks."
Yeah. So after he has sex with Keira Knightley, he's like, "Hey guys, I have another mission for us."
Because we're free men now. But hey guys, like, it'd be wrong for us not to go help these dudes out with the Saxons.
I don't remember exactly if this is the way he phrased it, but it was more of like, hey, we're free in this land, and the Saxons are going to come to take our land, so we should probably, like, I don't know.
even think he phrased it like that.
No, but like that would be the only way I would think of selling it to them, of just like, hey, this guy's going to come take the land that we're now free on.
The way they described it was, it seemed like, I don't even think he actually explained it. He just kind of was like, yeah, I'm going to do this because they talked about it with somebody briefly. And then from his conversation with Lancelot, it seems like everybody is just like, we know this is Arthur. He can't let this one sit. It's on his conscience. They even asked, like, is this a conquest for Rome or a conquest for Arthur? And I was like, come on, dude, you know the answer to that.
Yeah.
He gives two shits about Rome.
And his guys are, again, resistant, but they're like, fuck it, we're going to die anyways, which is like the dumbest mentality.
Lancelot's literal words, which turned out to be foreshadowing because they didn't fool us. That motherfucker died. And I was just like, okay. He didn't need, nobody from the round table needed to die. For real, nobody needed to die.
So basically that leads to like the big battle, which is actually not a bad battle.
Were really nice.
It was really good.
Enjoyed the battle.
Except for Clive Owen. Again, he's
Clive Owens didn't
weak.
do a single battle. I don't think. I think he
rode
was
his horse.
So far from Jon Snow in that last battle with Ramsay.
The thing is, he fought, but he just something about Clive Owen just wasn't present for this movie.
Even when he killed the Saxon at the end, I was like, that you killed him with that.
Yeah.
Like, I would have smacked that shit out your hand with my pinky. And I'm not even Goku.
And like Keira Knightley did more in the battle than
she did. She was a Na'vi. She was from are they called Na'vi in Avatar?
Yeah, that is whole
and
Pocahontas.
Na'vi is like the thing in Zelda. Okay, so whatever.
I thought you were gonna make it like Navajo type thing. It was
because
Avatar.
Now that you mentioned that, what the fuck?
No, Avatar's not an original idea. It's like Pocahontas with aliens.
Yeah,
and shit.
It is. It really is. I can't wait for the next ones if they ever happen. Thanks a lot, George R. Martin. If you see what I did there.
Wait, what did he have to do with Avatar?
No, he didn't have anything to do. He just takes forever to write those books. The same way James Cameron
I was going to say, like, anytime something takes a really long time.
Just going to call
that Anna patch in Overwatch took a long time. Thanks, George R. Martin.
Thanks, George R. Martin.
Thank you, George Railroad Martin. Or what the fuck?
It's really rad.
Really rad Martin. I like that. George really rad
like
Martin.
In a sarcastic way. Like, your show is rad, but come on.
George Rough Rider Martin.
Ooh. Where the hood at?
Oh, I want that now. Just him riding a train, because I'm assuming he's a train conductor. But like with the Rough Rider theme song playing.
Rough Rider theme song playing. He's got the normal like railroad sign, but he's got like the Rough Rider R.
Yeah, he's got the Rough Rider R in the shape of the hand of the king.
Oh man, guys, I'm trying not to laugh too hard because it spikes the sounds, but I'm cracking up on the inside.
Moral of the story, this movie sucked, which is why we're talking about George Rough Rider Martin.
Yeah, you'll notice the trend in our podcast. If we think a movie fucking sucks, our tangents get pretty dope.
Yeah, so everything works out. He loses some men.
Yeah, he loses 2 men. Yeah. Lancelot and Galahad.
But he marries Keira Knightley.
Yeah, he didn't even care he lost these dudes. Those were like his best friends.
Yeah. It was like,
let me give a Clive Owen the way he talks the entire movie. Everybody else literally yells in this movie for no reason for 2 hours. Clive Owens is just, hey, Cwick, we have to go to England so that we can do this. And are you disagreeing with me? I have so much power with this voice, even though I'm around so many manly men, that you guys just look up to me and all I have to do is talk like this.
I think it was his eyes.
Yeah, his eyes, no, even his eyes lack passion, man. Clive Owen, I don't hold this against you. You're a great actor. Yeah. But I see what you did. You didn't give 2 shits about this movie.
You were cashing that check.
Man, I'm pretty sure they gave you a big check around that time, too, for a movie like that. It was
early 2000 Clive Owen was a good get.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
They knew the movie sucked, and they just wanted somebody that was recognizable.
I think last episode when this movie popped up, we're like, oh, King Arthur, but Clive Owen and Keira Knightley, we got excited, and
I was like, the action could be good.
Yeah, the action was all right.
There was very little Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley wasn't used enough. She was used a decent amount towards the end.
It was when she was painted blue.
Yeah, she was painted
was
blue.
Literally a Na'vi. Yelling and screaming. Everybody yells, except Clive Owens. It's a picture of him yelling, and I know from watching the movie he's not yelling.
No, but when he did yell, it was the softest yelling. Like everyone, like they would have a roar.
It's like if Mole Man from Simpsons were to actually like yell, it would be that.
Yeah.
Oh man, can we just move on from this?
Yeah,
movie?
King Arthur. Netflix thought I would give it a 3 out of 5. I'll give it a 2 because the action, Keira Knightley was alright, and like King Arthur's men were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were cool.
It was just Clive Owen
he
was
didn't
just
care, and the plot had nothing.
Yeah. What would you?
I wanted to give it a 3, but after talking about it, I want to give it a 1. But I'm reminded that we didn't even discuss the action scenes. So I go back to a 3. It was a point when Lancelot died.
Sounds like you're in the 2 range with me.
Yeah, okay, let's go 2.
Because remember, Beverly Hills Chihuahua got a 1.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And this isn't that much better than Beverly. Like, if I had to choose, I might watch Beverly Hills Chihuahua first, honestly.
And we're not trying to compare the movies against each other that much,
just
but it's one
in
of
mind.
It's one of those things that like keep in perspective of just like we gave Bad Hair Day like a 3.5.
Bad Hair Day, I enjoyed Bad Hair Day.
And King Arthur starring Clive Owen,
dude.
Yeah, and
okay, but
I'd give it like 2.5.
Best scene in this movie to me is 2. Let's just agree on 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Best scene: Lancelot dies. He's fighting the second in command of the what were they? The Saxons. Yeah. And so he turns around because I don't even know why he turned around. It was a bad move. But he gets shot by the dude, basically.
Yeah,
they have a
bow and
sword
arrow.
fight.
Yeah.
He gets shot by a bow and arrow. He's dying. As he goes down, he takes his big-ass sword with both hands, lifts it over his head, and just flings it. Dies. The sword goes perfectly through this dude's heart. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
That was so badass and so stupid. I was like, I love it.
Which guy was that? That was
Lancelot.
Lancelot?
That.
I almost feel like this movie would have been better if Clive
If it was a
Owen
Lancelot movie?
if Clive Owen and Lancelot's actors switch places.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lancelot would have been a way better
amazing
King Arthur. And Clive Owen would have been fine in that secondary role.
Yeah, he would have probably just been like, whatever. As long as you gave him the same check, because I'm pretty sure that's what he cared about this time.
Yeah. Okay, so
enough of that.
We're done with King Arthur.
Forever. Never being watched again by me.
Yeah. And you saw it like twice.
No, this is my first time seeing it.
No, I'm saying, like,
but first time I watched it, I tried to skim through because I was pressed for time. I got additional time, watched it all the way through, and regret it. And I don't regret things in life.
And this is a man that will like pride himself on eating like a shit ton of food at McDonald's.
Yeah, like
so he has no regrets in life.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one that I wish I could just shit out, never to be seen again.
Unlike when you eat a bunch of McDonald's.
Yeah, that I want it to be gone, but I'm asking for more later.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.